This is the Kampfpanzer 70, a vehicle that I absolutely love in World of Tanks Blitz. Basically, every time I make a video on this tank, I'm so happy because I love to play it. It's quick, it's got super good alpha at 560 per shot, it's got fantastic armor, and it looks just so modernized compared to all the vehicles in the game. And it may surprise you that this vehicle was actually designed in 1965 during the height of the Cold War. This was actually a joint project between the Americans and the Germans. The Americans called it the MBT-70, the main battle tank, and of course for Germany it was called the Kampfpanzer 70. So it was a joint project between the Americans and the Germans, of course to counter any Soviet vehicles that were built as well if a war were to break out. The Kampfpanzer was a fantastic vehicle. It went 69 kilometers per hour of a top speed, had great frontal armor, and as well it carried the exact same type of gun that the XM551 Sheridan would carry, a missile launching weapon. That is pretty dang awesome when you do think about it. It was quick, it did the part, and it looked the part. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a full down review on this vehicle as it has come into the stores today for quite a cheap price tag as always, $15. So I'm going to be doing a full down review telling you my personal opinion on the tank. Now I'm going to say right off the bat, $15 is definitely worth it if you're into this type of playstyle. Obviously, if you don't like Big Alpha, then this isn't going to be great for you. But if you like that Big Alpha peekaboom type playstyle where you've got that great strong turret armor, then this will definitely go for you. Now, one thing I want to talk about right off the bat is a common misconception with this vehicle is that it has terrible damage per minute. That's incorrect. That is completely incorrect at that. In fact, the Kampfpanzer 70 has more damage per minute than equal tiered German heavy tanks like the Mauschen or the E75 or even the VK45. This vehicle, in fact, has just about average damage per minute for your tier 9 heavy tanks, which shows you that that's just a stupid thing that a lot of people came up with, and I don't really know why, because nowadays this tank, after it's been buffed so many times, still has been called poor on damage per minute, when really it has such a nice gun. The accuracy, as you're going to see in this game here, is through the roof. It's got about a 3.6 second aiming time, and I think the dispersion's about 0.344 or so, maybe 0.336. It's not bad on dispersion. And you're going to see here that for a 560 damage gun, that aiming circle really doesn't bloom much. And boom, there you go. A bit of a low roll on that ISU, but still, 2 shots and we're sitting at 1155 damage. When you're up against tier 8s, this vehicle is able to dominate. And I played 3 vehicles in this tank today. It took me 6 minutes to load into this battle, but this was a perfect game to show just what this vehicle is capable of doing. This battle here, if you take a look, I am single-handedly holding off basically half of their team, because you can see I've got my Tiger 2, my lightweight, my Foch, I don't know why my lightweight's there, and my Mil 1 all dealing with their heavy tanks off to the side. While that's going on, I'm dealing with an ISU, there's an RHM, there's an M46 Patton, and in a bit you're going to see there's a Conqueror. This vehicle's turret has already blocked 1,340 damage, and that's because it's incredibly thick. You can see he shot me in the mantlet. Obviously, you're not going to pen the mantlet all too much, but bang, there you go. 699 damage with an HE. That feels pretty dang good. I love the high explosive on this vehicle, even though it's not fantastic at 640 damage per shot. As this is a 152 millimeter, you'd expect it to be 960 or, you know, maybe even 780 like the T49, but unfortunately, it doesn't sit as incredibly high, but it's still quite nice, judging that you can rip big holes into any, you know, sides or rears of American, German, medium tanks, stuff like that. It's fantastic at doing that. Now this battle, I'm already sitting at 2,900 damage. I took a shot from that M46 Patton, but I didn't really care too much because, of course, I already have 1,500 hit points left even after taking that shot. I was really hoping that guy would poke, but I'm also thinking, oh baby, oh yeah, maybe not so. That was a terrible, terrible RNG roll there. Easy shot into the side of a Conqueror, and it's like, no thank you, we're not going to do that today. Yeah, my luck sometimes just doesn't love me. But either way, we're sitting pretty healthy here. And this Conqueror, well, yeah, clearly he's not the biggest of brain players. We've now dealt 3,587 damage, and all that's left is the Conqueror on the enemy team. When you're able to hold basically more than half of the enemy team off, the ISU, the RHM, the Patton, and the Conqueror, the rest of our team only had to kill 1 tank. So it makes it pretty easy for the rest of our team. It's in fact quite impressive that our team had such low hit points left of their heavies, judging that there were only 3 tanks they had to fight. But yeah, 4,082 damage for that first battle, pretty dang solid. And out of all 3 of the games I played in the tank today, you're going to see that all 3 of them were pretty dang solid. I'll show you the next one, of course, right now, so not going to spoil the results yet. But yeah, it really is a fantastic tank. A lot of people always say that I kind of cherry pick replays now, but the honest truth is that I really don't. It's very hard for me to not get very good battles out in vehicles that I love to play, and the Kampfpanzer is a perfect example of that. These games that you're seeing here would be the games that I would show you with live gameplay, just I'm doing it with recording, that way I can talk more about, you know, what was going through my mind while as well talking about what the vehicle is capable of doing, you know, not just putting my full attention towards the battle itself. Now, of course, I will proceed to do live gameplay battles, but right now, because my Wi-Fi is so horrendous where I'm at, it's like 20 meg, it's terrible. The upload at sometimes is 0.2. So I don't take the risk of trying to record while doing this because it just gets annoying sometimes. So I get replays up, and this works much, much better. Now this is another tier 8 battle. That one game you saw before at 3,400 damage was a tier 10 game, and that was on Nube. Pretty easy game, we won. It's just so nice because even though the vehicle might not have a lot of DPM compared to tier 10 heavy tanks, it does have more alpha than basically any tier 10 heavy, unless you're, you know, up against an E100 or a VK72. But apart from that, this thing easily outtrades, even with heat, basically any tier 10 heavy tank. Not only that, but the heat has plenty of penetration to cut right through them. And when you're in a battle like this against tier 8 opponents, oh, it's just a farm fest all day long. So there you go, we've already spotted a VK100. Now one thing that is actually really weird to me is this vehicle's quite low down. If you look at the height of this tank and the T92, they're basically the same stature. But what I always found weird is that Wargaming gave this tank an absolutely horrendous camouflage rating. In fact, it's like 19% or something. It's one of the worst camouflage tier 9s in Blitz, which I always just found funny because you wouldn't think a vehicle this mobile, this low down would have a bad camo rating, but I guess looks can be deceiving. We got that VK100 and bam! Perfect shell into the side of him. I love that shell velocity, and with that, we're already sitting at 1,600 damage with 3 easy shells into my enemy opponents. Now I'm pushing up to the Yag Tiger, which is, again, going to be a very easy pen. Even if he was looking at me, I wouldn't have cared if he had shot me because I easily out-trade him. I knew that I had my T92 off to the side. That guy was honestly a great help this battle. It was so much easier because that T92 stuck with me. Together, we deal over about 1,100 damage, which is quite impressive. There you go, ISU 569. For some reason, like, every roll I'm getting is 569, but, or should I say just ending as 69. We shot that RHM for 699. I'm losing my mind. It's late at night. It's 3:57 in the morning, so I guess you'd say it's early in the morning. But, yeah, I didn't really have much time tonight, so I decided, you know what, I'm going to record the video now, then get a long time of sleep. My Wi-Fi's so bad that I have to pre-record the videos by, like, literally hours, like 5 or 6 hours to upload a 1080p video now. So, yeah, what I've been doing lately is I'll just record the video at, like, 2 in the morning, and then sleep till, like, 12, but I'll have it automatically post at, like, you know, 8 in the morning. So either way it works, and then once I move, or get better Wi-Fi, should I say, it's going to be a lot better. So here we go. We're at 3,808 damage, which is pretty solid. And this Conway, yeah, he's just goodbye. You're no longer needed here. Now we're at 4,102 damage, and there's one tank left I want to get a shell into, and that would be the Emil 1. You're going to see where that 99 millimeters of premium, or not premium, but high explosive penetration comes right into play. 610 damage there, and he is finished right off. That is the Kampfpanzer for you. If you're able to get games out like this in the tank, and when it is able to perform like this, it feels so empowering. Even against tier 10s, it really does have that alpha. It's got that bang, and it hurts when you get hit by this. I hate getting hit by this in tier 10 vehicles because, you know, sometimes you can even get not a shot back into them. You can bounce their turret, incredibly strong hull-down vehicles. And even though it only has 6 degrees of gun depression, you're able to use it quite well because of how low down the vehicle is. When you compare it to the height of a Maushin, a VK, or even an E75, it's probably about 20-30% lower down. So that's something that is great. Now, the upper plate on the tank, it's not amazing. It's about 250 millimeters thick, which means tier 8s will bounce it. But tier 9s, yeah, they're really not going to. Just bam, right through the upper plate. Same for tier 10s. But you can use it hull down and get a lot of bounces. The turret does have that cupola right here. That's a big old weak spot. If you shoot right through this box here, it's actually going to go straight through that box into the cupola here and pen it. So it does have some big weaknesses going for it, but at the same time, that alpha just makes it so, so nice. My personal opinion, this is a great tank to pick up. Normally I say save your money, don't buy something. This is that type of vehicle that I actually love. I think it's a great deal. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below, but hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you'd like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. But other than that, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.